Hey, we're David and Joy Parkman.
With More Than Conquer Counseling and Coaching with your marriage tip of the day.
Because your marriage matters.
Hey, love.
Yes, babe.
You know, as we've been talking about listening this week, earlier in the week you said that we're listening to respond and not react. Mm-hmm. Right? And I love breaking down the word responsible into response-able.
Right.
We have to become, slower in our listening and in our hearing and realizing that we're wanting to respond to our person, not react to our person.
Right.
Which goes back to the beginning of the week. If we're not personalizing, if we're getting with Holy Spirit and asking Him as we're listening to kind of close down that inner dialogue I have, or that personalizing that can happen, or that defensiveness, and say, I want to hear my person's heart so that I can respond to them to let them know I did hear you and I do care about what you have to say and your feelings are important to me. That makes all the difference.
Right. It's really active listening.
Yes.
Right? It's listening. It's reading between the lines. You're listening for the deeper truth.
Right.
About the individual, more so than what it is they're saying. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and what I love to say too is we need to check in when we're being responsive. We check in to see if we are getting the feelings we're picking up, right? As we look between the lines for the heart and for what's going on with our person, to check to say, am I getting what you're saying right? Am I getting the feelings right? Am I
what
getting
I'm hearing you say?
Yeah. And then the key here is then be willing that if you are getting it wrong, here's another opportunity to get defensive or personalized, right? That it doesn't mean there's something wrong with you or you're bad or you're getting it wrong. It means that you just have to be willing to receive what they're saying and you care enough to check, am I receiving it correctly?
Right.
Because we can only hear through the filter of our personality and our experience.
Right. And that's the key. That's the thing we don't do, is we don't ask those clarifying questions. We don't have a tendency to repeat back to them what they said the way we received it, to give them the opportunity to correct us if we were looking at it from the wrong angle.
Right, because we need that clarity. And again, that's when we feel most loved and accepted, is when our partner's leaning in to really try to understand us, because we're so different.
Right. Our passion is helping couples create a life and relationship they love.
So if you want more connection,
more intimacy,
more unity,
more peace,
we may be reached by phone and text at 417-592-2885 to see how you can have more.